It's the hottest summer of the year in years. And guess what? It's hotter in the hot spot. Welcome back to the hot spot with Cameron. And you know what? It's season 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to start it off. Welcome back. I appreciate everybody for joining me again this year. And guess what? We're going to talk a little bit of Lions football. Now, it was let me rephrase that. Let me start off by saying this. It was a great year for the Lions. NFC champions, they dismantled Minnesota in the last game of the season to win the NFC North outright. And, I'm saying 15 games won. It was a historical record-breaking season. So now, with that being said, we have to go into the disappointment in the second round after the bye week. And that's what I want to say. I want to say expectations were super high, but guess what? Those expectations are even higher this year. So, with all of the losses of Ben Johnson and then also Aaron Glenn, offense and defensive coordinators, respectively, we're going to put that in the past. We're going to put that in the past. Congratulations to Jaden Daniels for his win in that game. But then also congratulations to the Super Bowl 2024 Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. And, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give them their congratulations. But now, I'm going to go back to it. The Detroit Lions, they have a lot of expectations. With the new addition, I'm going to start on the defensive side of the ball with Kelvin Shepard. He's been with the Lions as a linebacker coach for the last 4 years. And we've got some new additions to seal up that defensive line to protect our linebackers in the secondary. So we'll kind of just start there. They went out in the first round of this year's draft and picked up Talik Williams at the 28th pick. I watched some of the backstage or behind the scenes action on that draft in reference to that pick, and they really are very Ben Holmes is very he's been doing really well so far. And with Terrion Arnold, of course, being added last year, and we'll discuss that a little bit as well. But going back into it, we see, and like I said again, welcome back to the hot spot for season 2. Going back to it, Kelvin Shepard, going in as defensive coordinator, and Brad Holmes making some really good picks this year, bringing in Talik Williams as the 28th pick to really be a defensive tackle and put some pressure on the opposing quarterback. That's really exciting for me. They've also brought in a couple of other linemen, some defensive ends, like undrafted Keith Cooper Jr. And then they also have some players to watch, with Isaac Akua coming back. I got his autograph last year at training camp, so I'm really excited to see what he's going to do this year. And then we also picked up Marcus Davenport. He's coming back. He was somebody that helped us out and filled in last year, of course, for Alex Ancelone, who had broke his arm last year. He actually got a new contract, not necessarily any more years, but they went ahead and gave him a little bit more money on top of what he was already earning. And they said that he's set to return. Of course, a lot of the guys aren't going to play in the preseason game against the Chargers today, but we'll get to that as well. So right now, like I said, we're going to continue on with the defense. And the biggest two things that, I want to point out is Amik Robinson last year, he broke his arm in the playoff game right at the beginning, which was a major blow against the defense that was already very depleted. But then we're also getting back Hutchinson this year, and they're saying that he looks good. And, him sealing up that middle and being able to put pressure again on the the opposing team's quarterback is going to be tremendous for that defense this year. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm really, really looking forward to those guys. I know they're not playing tonight, but like they're saying that he's completely healthy. And, you know, with the other additions, I think that defense is going to perform for Kelvin Shepherd, who's coming in. Like I said, he's already been there. He's been the linebacker coach. And the thing is I think that, you know, with Ben Johnson moving on, and congratulations to him. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's changing the culture over there is what I've heard. And, you know, like I said, congratulations to him. But with him moving on, I don't think that the atmosphere or the grit that or the tenacity that the defense played with and the next man up mentality that they played with last year is going to be lost. I think that they, just like last year, they still have a lot to prove. Terrion Arnold, you know, he's got a lot to prove, even though he did have a very good year last year. He was, again, you know, like I stated in past lives, he had the most one-on-one defensive stops and snaps out of any cornerback last year as a rookie. So coming into this year with that experience and with that know-how and all the pressure that was on his back or whatever, I'm looking for him to get his first interception, his first professional interception. His past due. He doesn't seem too worried about it when they were interviewing him about it. But, you know, as long as he's staying true to himself and keeping his hands off of individuals, because he did have a rough start with holding and everything like that. Well, you know, we'll see where that goes. But then, you know, we're going to move on a little bit to the offense. You know what I'm saying? We have John Morton coming in to replace Aaron Glenn over in New York. And, you know, who knows what's going to go on with the New York Jets. We've seen them, you know, we've seen them move on from Aaron Rodgers, who's now over in who cares where he went. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? He's moved on, and Aaron Glenn is starting fresh over there. And that's something that I think John Morton, he stated the other day, you know, because he was with the Lions in 2022. He's just actually coming back. So the first year that Jared was there, you know what I'm saying? And everybody knows how I feel about Jared Goff and in reference to what I think he brings to that offense as a leader. But then as a, you know, as a skilled quarterback. And of course, yes, it was very disappointing at the end of the year against Redskins, against the Commanders, whichever one you want to call them. It don't matter to me. But when it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying? John Morton, he said that he's not going to really change a lot. He's going to bring his you know, his prowess and know-how, his 27-year experience, you know, to the fray. And we'll see how that works out. He did mention, you know, because they had a specialty play or a trick play in every game last year. And then they were very aggressive. And he kind of put it on Dan Campbell, like, if that's what Dan Campbell wants, we're going to go ahead and abide by that and make the offense go like that. I mean, we have, you know, of course, we have Jameer coming back after a 20 touchdown season, record-breaking season for multiple offensive players, 4,000-yard from scrimmage skill players. We still have Amon-Ra, who's always going to give you 100%. You know what I'm saying? The offense itself scored almost 33 points, but you know, a little bit over 33 points a game. And that right there is of course, you know, what I look for them to duplicate. I mean, will it be 33 points? I expect them to be able to do that, yes. And you know what I'm saying, John Morton, he's not going to call from the sidelines. He's going to go up top, and he's going to be in the booth. So that's going to give it a whole different perspective. But that's the thing. I don't think Jared Goff needs him on the sideline throwing them signals. I think that he reads a lot. I think that he, you know, knows defenses. He knows how to read coverage. He's got JMO who's coming in rededicated. I mean, not even rededicated. He's already been rededicated. I'm talking about him working on this past off season. They're saying that they're going to get him, a little bit more involved in the offense in reference to route running and not necessarily always being over the top and taking the top off of defenses. I mean, it showed last year towards the end of the season when they were running those hook and ladders and stuff like that. If you get him in the open space, he's not going to lose a foot race. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm very excited in reference to that. You know what I'm saying? And him seeing what he's worked on in his route running. I've seen a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of TikTok reels and, things like that of that nature of him running, different routes and stuff like that and still bringing that tenacity to the offensive side. They added Ragnow, our center. He went ahead and retired. So what they did is they had drafted a second rounder in Tate Rutledge. I think that's his name. I'm pretty positive. He's a right guard. And you know what I'm saying? 6'6", 315, moving him over to right guard. And then they're going to take Graham Glasgow, and move him over to center. Neither one of them are going to play today or whatever. But like I said, he's not going to play. They brought in a new receiver in Isaac Tesla, who has a great story coming out of Arkansas. Was in a smaller college, a Division II, I think it was, like a real no-name college from Michigan, saying that he was a fan of the Detroit Lions. So he's going to be a hometown hero for a lot of people. And, you know what I'm saying? And the supporting cast there is going to have to step up. Of course, Sam Laporta had injuries towards the end of the year. He's coming back healthy. And then, of course, they're going to take Jameer. They said that they're going to take Jameer and David Montgomery and, play them in sets together. So I'm excited to see how that's going to work because, of course, David can take on the downhill stuff and, run between the tackles and really break that defense down, where Jameer, he can do it all. He can check it. He can be a check down. He can, run it through the tackles. He can run off tackle. You know what I'm saying? Throwing it to him in the routes, in the middle of the field, in the flares. I mean, like I said, last year, the one record that stood out to me was when he rushed. He broke the record for touchdowns, running touchdowns or rushing touchdowns over 20 yards. So I'm really excited to see his production coming into this season because, like I said, the expectations are higher than they were last year, and they exceeded a lot of those last year. So I'm really excited about that. I'm doing the hot spot and I done seen a friend. So anyway, let me continue real quick. Let me continue real quick. So, you know what I'm saying? All of those guys are coming off an injury. The offense is really, really looking to expand on what they did last year. And then, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we even seen John Gruden at the preseason. I mean, not the preseason, but the training camp, going in there showing John Morton some support and everything like that. So I'm really excited to see what those guys are doing. And you know what? Small update. I'm not sure where Amik Robinson is. I know that he is back. I know he's going to be there, but I don't know what his status is. In future posts, I will give you an update in reference to where he is. And like I said, I feel like, against the game tonight, we'll get to see some of the rookies, some of the guys that they're bringing in, some of the special teams people, and see how that's kind of working out. But all in all, I see them not winning 15. That is a lot. I still see them winning the NFC North. I still see that. NFC Championship, I would love to see that as well again. I feel like Jared Goff, after that last game and the Detroit Lions after that last game. I feel like they were. I feel like the expectations are Super Bowl or bust this year, and I feel like it's Super Bowl or bust this year. So I'm really, really excited for this year's season. A matter of fact, it's the 20th year of the fantasy football league that me and my friends started. So I'm gonna try and come back and go to and go live for our draft. So stay tuned. I got a lot of exciting things coming up this year. I'm gonna have Che back. You know what, Che? I'm upset with you a little bit. You know what, Noop? You were supposed to send me some autographed books, man. I was supposed to get some books to be reading in the off season. I didn't receive those. I mean, I ain't mad like that. You know what I'm saying? Life happens. You know, life be life. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have Che back. I got, you know what I'm saying, some New Orleans fans. I got my boy Bryce up with Baltimore. I got G, you know what I'm saying, reporting on DC with his boy Jaden. You know, Daniels, they gave us the business last year. Hey, it is what it is. So, you know, happy for him and really excited to see what they're going to do in the NFC East. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where, you know what I'm saying? What's his name is with the Giants now. And I'm really to see. Yeah, that's where he went. Aaron Rodgers went to Denver, not Denver. Wait, man, where did he go? Anyway, I'm excited to see um what New York does. You know, I be in Dallas, so you know, see how the Cowboys do. I got somebody coming on to talk about the Cowboys, the Saints, the Ravens, you know, KC, Philly. So, you know what I'm saying? Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff going on this year. You know what I'm saying? This football season. And, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see how it all folds out. So remember, when you come to the hot spot, you're always going to get a hot take. You always going to go ahead and have your comments heard. So I really appreciate everybody returning with me for season 2. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. But remember, when you come to the hot spot, comment, like, and subscribe. It is what it is. I'm your podcaster's favorite podcaster. So just make sure when you come to the hot spot, you engaging with me and making sure that we talking football. We talking football. If you got something to say, I want to hear it. So the next time, I'll see you next time on the hot spot with Cameron.